Shine Bright with Arina.
2, 1.
Talal, you are?
Talal Derki is a Syrian filmmaker known for his documentaries Return to Homes, Of Fathers and Sons, and Under the Sky of Damascus. His films show the tough realities of life in Syria during war, focusing on how it affects people. His films have won several awards, including the World Cinema Grand Jury Prize at Sundance.
I was researching on your biography and I found it interesting that you started as a fiction filmmaker.
Yes.
How was this switch? What made you to switch from fiction to documentary?
I studied fiction in Athens, and I worked in many. I did the short films. Then I was first assistant directors, executive producer in many fictions in my country, Greece also. So when the war happened in Syria, and I found like the real moments, the documentary elements are more urgent. Then I get attracted by the reality, of the story. The non-fiction storytelling and the story structure become for me more like adventurer than fiction film, because in a fiction you sit like this, you have your whole team, you have script written by one person, all the characters are written by one person, the script writer. But in documentary you don't know, every second the characters surprise you with something. You don't control the scene. And that's for me like how it guides you, how you can involve with the real characters, not the actors. I mean, of course, I want to do fiction, but I mean, this also have the beauty, the non-fiction making have its own beauty, and that's very attractive as a personal side to gain a new experience.
In your films, you portray human drama. Like in your recent movie Under the Sky of Damascus, you addressed the issue of female abuse.
Yes.
And how long does it take to get trust with people you film, to let them share very intimate stories?
Yeah. Under the Sky of Damascus is the third part. I mean, for me, I want to end this trilogy of the Syrian war, and with a post-war film from inside Damascus, it's my city where I grew up, and also the other director. We gain the trust of the characters, not so early stage, but a bit late at that point when they start to tell us what's happened behind the scene. That's one of my elements, that I always build a strong relation with my characters. Even sometimes I'm criticized, but there is something like I build this trust, this deep understanding with every subject. Like I work with it take time, always it take time. But you have to. This is the most difficult things in non-fiction, and the most sensitive part, that choosing characters. It's part of it like how they accept you, and part of it how they in charge with their topic, or with the topic of the film you aim to do. So when I feel like harmony and good energy coming up with the people, I start to interview, because in the beginning you don't know your character. You film many people, and then lately you decide that this person look very promising. He have a story, she have a story, wherever, and then you go deep in the follow-up.
في صغري علمني أبي أن أكتب كوابيسي على ورقة حتى لا تعود مجددا، وها أنا الآن أكتب أطول كابوس عشته على الإطلاق.
How do you think, does a documentary filmmaker have a moral responsibility of what will be after the movie with the protagonist?
It's somehow the writing history through image, because it's non-fiction. It's if it's good, honest, have the ethical side strong, That's why it's very important that the filmmaker really be honest with the history, with the topic, and not just with his point of view. Because the moment the film is out from the editing room, it's not anymore our film as a filmmakers. It's the audience. So it's very important to be people to really like have this ethical side and try always to bring the reality at the same time the clear meaning for the topic and what it needs. It's a big responsibility.
But also to make a documentary interesting, sometimes they use drama, right,
Yes.
to create interesting storytelling.
Yes.
But what do you think about this?
This is the drama. It's coming from because like every one of us is an open book. It's a wide, like if you put the camera, it's a wide shoot. And in the films, cinematic films, let's say, the cinematic value, you have to focus. You have to go close up at some point. You have to choose what's the angle you want to get out from every human story or every like event. And that angle shall be able to hold the drama, to make people think that they have to continue watching the film, because if the film is open and from the beginning you know what's gonna happen in the end, just repeating itself, then people will change the channel or will not watch it until the end.
What are the elements of a good documentary?
I mean, good characters.
And this is the most difficult
This is
part
the
to
charismatic
find.
characters and the relation, the complete match between the characters, the subjects, and the topic. That how much is like matching, and how much the character is honest and really do strong values or acting or working for his topic. What is the point, the topic of the film itself, the same, that's the common things.
We are in Shanghai. This is your first time in the city.
Hope not the last time. Yeah, hope to become, that's what I want to, next films really will give the opportunity to have world premiere or Asia premiere in Shanghai.
And my question is about how do you see Shanghai as a documentary film director? Imagine, for example, if you're filming about
Yes, yeah.
Shanghai, what would be the topic?
Look, like when we get out from, give you my impression as a filmmaker, when I get out from the airport and get the car to the hotel, and you are on the way all these highways, you see just the big buildings, huge, and you say, wow, there's a big industry here. There is people, like it's a whole complete world. When you get out from the highway and get into the small streets, see those trees, you see people around, you see shops, restaurants, you feel the life. You feel, oh, I love it. You feel immediately when we get into the small street that there is intimacy, there is life, there is love. That's what you feel, the passion of the Eastern people. That's clear. You can see it in their way of smiling, way of looking. Every shop you go, you find this warmness, and that's not in the West. Is not anymore. You find it easily, unfortunately.
And to sum up, what do you hope the audience to take away from your films?
From my films, to take away like the experience. I try always. I'm doing films, let's say, about Syria or whatever, but always I try to bring elements that touching and speaking and speaking to the people all around the world. But I want that the audience, to like the films. That's the most thing important, that to like it, and also for the filmmakers to see that it's always it's a duty for every filmmaker to not look for the short way. Really, sometimes we make it more complicated to bring more elements and more quality of making films. We spent like sometimes 5 years in one film, 90 minutes. Can you imagine? So it's a lot of work. And we never say, this is the point, I never say that I'm happy or satisfied. I always say I need more. In the shooting and in the editing, I say always, no. It should be more.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.